channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we have a very interesting archetypal card. We have the vessel. Now the vessel is the body, the container, and the cup. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the eggs, saving accounts protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full? Or perhaps there is no vessel at all, and the contents spill in every direction. It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. It is time for you to build, break, or repair. It's time for you to find out. Now this card can highlight stable, strong, and graceful energy, but in reverse it can be trapped or in a bubble. I actually saved a poem from one of my favorite online poets. Give me one moment to grab it. I actually saved it specifically for this reading. And it states, I am not God's vessel of greatness, or someone through whom a bigger truth will be told, or some kind of revelation made. I am a tiny, unimportant, and easily overlooked human who peels an orange slowly on a park bench and gives you the bigger half. Perhaps God wants to be great, but more than that, he wants to peel oranges and be happy. And the poet is Vesmir, Vesmir. On Instagram is where I found this poet. But that poem stuck with me for so long. Let me put this back. Yes. That poem stuck with me for so long when I first read it that I immediately saved it. And then when I was doing my polls for my archetypal cards, because that's what this entire series is, right? That's what I am containing within these series, is I'm going through the archetypes and the spiritual wisdom that they have to deal with at the time that they need to be heard. And that doesn't mean that that won't be redone. We will go through the archetypes multiple times and they will have multiple different meanings for multiple varying situations, and that's totally okay. But the entire purpose of my current individual collective read series is to go through the archetypal cards to deepen our understanding, our knowledge of them, our connection with them. Like at first, the vessel, this card's imagery makes me deeply uncomfortable. But after reading that poem, it made me feel a lot more interconnected with this card. And that's part of why I'm doing this series, is because I want to get more interconnected with this kind of wisdom, with this kind of knowledge, and I want to share that connection with my viewers, with my collective. I think it's important that we do. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm super excited. This read is off to a very fiery start. So I want to move forward with my chakra oracle deck just to get some more information about what my collective is going through with the vessel card. What do we need to learn? What can we deepen our understanding of? We have facade. Okay, this has been coming out quite a bit in my readings. On the back of the deck, we have wisdom coming out. Okay, and let's grab an animal energy deck. Actually, yeah, let's grab an animal energy. Oh my goodness. I know you guys can't see that, but they all fell everywhere. Alrighty, let me collect these up. I'm going to keep the owl. That was the top card that fell. Alright, beautiful. And I believe the owl is about intuition. And even supernatural abilities. sometimes telepathic communication. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into the owl here using the Animal Oracle deck. I'm sorry, the guidebook for the Animal Oracle deck. Wow, this pile has a very light and airy but inviting energy to them. It's like a living room hangout for me, like your energy. So, the owl, this is abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to this world. Trust that the wellspring of treasure is infinite. When in balance, this card is generous, trusting, and secure, but in reverse, it can cause money quarrels or scarcity. To bring this into balance is an offering. Interesting. And then we have facade here. I like how both of these cards have highlighted money. This highlighted your bank account, like it holds, it contains your savings or your earnings. And this talked about money quarrels and an offering. So let's go ahead, let's look into facade using the guidebook for the Tracker Oracle. And let's see what it has to say about that. I know it's one of the negative. It's bronze gold, so this isn't who I am. The legend. Let me pull this up closer. The bronze boy Darnell was young when his father died, and he became the man of the family. Out for a walk one day, many years later, he was mesmerized by the sight of children playing. As a child, he'd never played, and he hid quickly behind a tree, crying bitterly, then buried his emotions. At the very end of his life, on his way to heaven, he stopped at the park and finally reclaimed the inner child he had left behind many years before. So it talks about being unhappy in your relationships, disassociating from yourself, and healing childhood pain. Okay. And not even that, he does talk about, like, he buries his face. He hides his emotion. He's containing his emotion. Our mind, our hearts, they contain that emotion. Let's dive deeper into this reading. This is beautiful. I feel like this is going to be a really beautiful message for someone. Where do I want to start? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my situations deck here. Just one or two cards. Ooh. I do have a little blanket I keep on my lap so I don't drop all of my cards, or so if I do, I can catch them easy. We have a lockbox, closed in, trapped, frustrated. It's that mental prison energy. Where do I want this? Okay, we're gonna keep it right here. So that is that facade energy coming out, where he like buries his face, he hides his emotion. Okay, let's keep going. Recalling, reminiscing, memories returning. Okay, interesting. Yeah, just one more. We have history, past that happened, and then we've actually got an extra one. We have interlude, pause, and a timing factor. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful message. I am so excited, and it is going in a direction nobody could have seen. Just to go ahead and ensure myself that this is going in the correct direction, that I'm taking this in the correct direction, I want to grab a theme card for this reading. Let me see. Yeah, it actually was freedom that came out. Beautiful. This is going exactly where I think it is. I'm just going to go ahead and fix that so we can get everything, because I want to get one last card for this reading. Just to ensure, because this is going to be a really deep message. But I think it'll be very beneficial. Just one. Thank you. Yep, a message of freedom, and we've got that freedom coming up again. Gorgeous. Okay, yes. On the back of the deck, we have calm coming out. Number 7. Now, before I move any further with this message, I want to go ahead and grab an angel number. So we have what looks like 956, 956 angel number meaning. You can type that into your browser. And honestly, if you want to comment that down below, I love seeing all the different messages that people get. We also have I believe this is the South Node being highlighted. And we have Aquarius being highlighted as well. Alrighty. Okay. So, in order to talk about this reading, I need to get really, really personal with myself, alright? So I do this meditation before I go to bed usually. It's called The Garden, and I started it years and years ago, like when I was in like elementary school. It was recommended to me by an old therapist that I had when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, because I would struggle to get to sleep at night. I was like terrified all the time. And this therapist told me that a lot of my, like the way that I get to sleep was like spider webbing, like a spider jumping from one web to another. So I was like drumming down all these thoughts, where from one moment I'm like, oh look, it's a chain. Well, I remember chains go on links. Well, you know what else has a chain? My bike has a chain. Oh, my bike is 10 years old. My bike is red. You know what else is red? This flame in the background. And I would jump for like an hour, and I could never get to sleep because of that. So this therapist told me, I want you to imagine like a garden, like in Minecraft, and I want you to build it step by step by step, like brick by brick. I want you to build a house in this garden, brick by brick, build it. And every single time you start to feel your thoughts drifting away, I want you to bring yourself back to that garden and just brick by brick build it. And I've been doing this for years. It has always helped me when I'm struggling to get to sleep at night. I can just go back to the garden that I built. And at this point, I've gotten real imaginative with it. Absolutely, my mind has like sprung off into all these different scenarios with it that the garden is actually quite involved with. And with this, you know, it contains a lot of my emotions. I've used this as a way to process so much in my life, right? This garden contains quite literally my essence. It contains all of my emotions, all of my memories. It contains the way that I think, how I think, why I think, what I think. And it's beautiful. For that, it's very, very beautiful. But there is this area in the house, in my garden, that I've always considered like the vault, right? And it's where I put all the things that I do not want to think about, all the things that haunt me, that the memories that really hurt me, the things that, like the trauma that I don't have the emotional capacity to deal with, right? Or that I would need a therapist to work through. Everything that kind of would dysregulate me on a day-to-day basis that genuinely needs like another person to process and work through. I keep it in this place called the vault, inside my little, like in my own head. And that's, for me, that's great, right? That's the way that I have found that I am able to process properly, and I can emotionally regulate myself that way. And I think that's what this entire reading is getting to, is I think that you need something similar to this, because here we are feeling trapped. We are laying down in bed, and we can't stop thinking about every bad thing that has ever happened to us since we were 7 years old. And we are thinking about all of our trauma, and we don't know how to pull ourselves out of this like mental cannonball, essentially, where we're just shooting ourselves, or we're running over and over and over again with what has happened. And I feel like there needs to be a moment where you pause, like I do, and you go like, okay, I'm not getting to sleep. I'm hurting myself by thinking about this. Is this something that I would need to put in the vault? Am I willing to put this in the vault? Am I do I have the capacity to set this burden down and put it in a vault? And now the whole point of the vault, of having the vault, is that eventually I will open it, right? When I'm with my therapist, and I have a therapist, and sometimes I talk to him, and I don't really have anything going on that week. And he's like, okay, well, is there anything in the vault that, you know, you might want to have a crack at? And I'm like, you know, let me think about that. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. And having that freedom to be able to decide whether or not I am in the emotional state to process something so deep, so traumatizing, so confusing, hurtful, etc., has granted me so much emotional freedom. And it has granted me, honestly, it's really helped the relationships that I have as well, because I'm not constantly just like trauma dumping on people because I can't control it, you know? I'm able to go like, yes, this really hurt me. Does everybody need to know? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, I know a lot of people who would use this information against me. So I'd rather put it in the vault and deal with it with my therapist rather than talk to this stranger about it. And I think that that's kind of what you are being pulled to do here. Not exactly like that. You don't have to, although I have recommended this idea to many people, and a lot of my friends or associates and even peers have taken this and ran with it in their own little way and put their own spin on it, and it's really worked for them. They've come back to me a year or two later and been like, hey, you know, like, I used the garden example and it made me a lot happier. So if that is something that you feel like, you know, would help you, then absolutely. Like, I have a colleague that I recommended this to, and for them, the garden is more like a community of all of the different versions of themselves, right? It is like this inner child, an adult version of them. So whenever they are like struggling with something, usually they'll like check in with their inner child and be like, oh, like, and it's all like imagination. It's not like they're physically checking in with a young version of themselves, but it's that moment to take time and to touch base with themselves. And I was actually talking to my colleague about this. I was like, you know, do you have a vault? And they were like, yeah, actually, whenever I am dealing with something that is like too heavy, I will take that version of me and I throw them in prison. I throw them in jail. And I was like, I don't think that's the healthiest way to deal with our emotions, but like if it's working for you, then I guess yeah, absolutely. And he's like, oh yeah, and like they'll serve their sentence, and usually when the sentence is served, I feel like I've distanced myself enough from how I was feeling to be able to like process it and intellectualize the situation before I like force myself to actually feel it again. And I was like, I don't know how helpful that would be for me, but I'm glad it works for you. And so I think that that's kind of what is coming out here, is I think that there is this necessity to create a safe space inside of yourself for yourself, because the vessel, you are a vessel, right? Your body is a vessel. Your mind is a vessel for all of your creativity, for all of your love, for everything. And I think that you're very much being called to create a safe space for yourself at this time, to provide yourself that little bit more amount of freedom, to provide yourself the time, the space, the capacity to care for yourself in a different way. Let's go ahead and get into some tarot. Alrighty. You know, and like I said at the beginning, I was actually super uncomfortable to do this reading just based on the imagery of this, but I think your energy is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I think it just needs to be held carefully. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start with some tarot. What's going on with this collective tarot? Spirit, we have I can't even make it up. Can't make it up. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. This is that anxious, restless energy, like you can't get to sleep at night. You're overthinking things. We have the Four of Coins. That's the Four of Pentacles coming up. This is all about self-value, self-worth, self-esteem. We have the Hanged Man coming out. Yeah. We have the Three of Swords in reverse, so healing from heartbreak and or trauma. Seven of Coins in reverse, okay. Yep, and the Lovers in reverse. Okay, okie dokie. Oh, we have the Ace of Wands. in reverse. And we have the Page of Coins upright. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I do want to get some clarifiers for these bottom ones, but we'll do that in just a minute. So with my Four of Swords here, like I said, this is, I mean, you can physically see it. This is like a very restless, paranoid, anxious energy. It's like when you lay down, you can't get yourself to sleep at night. You're overwhelmed, you're overthinking, you're running through things over and over and over again in your mind. The exact scenario that I described in the Oracle cards. And then the Four of Coins with this Hanged Man, I actually kind of feel like it should be like this, but that's okay. It is this energy of like enough is enough. Enough is enough. Okay? And one beautiful thing I love about the Hanged Man is that the Hanged Man chooses to be in this position. At any point in time, because he's upright, he's able to get down. But he chooses to be in reflection. So, with my Four of Coins being all about self-worth, I feel that this is guiding you to recognize the fact that you have power over your own mind. You have power over the things that you think about. You have power over your thoughts, your emotions, over your reflections, etc. You're able to get up and walk away from anything you deem unworthy at any time. You're able to take your thoughts, your ideas, your emotions, and put them in the vault if you don't have the emotional capacity to tolerate them right now. If all you need to do is get to sleep, it is okay. You need to give yourself the permission to say, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to put all these little thoughts, all these ideas in the vault, and I'm going to walk away. This might have to do with a love situation, something that happened in the past where you felt like maybe you were taken for granted, you were hurt, or you didn't get what you needed in this situation. I actually love the imagery of the Seven of Coins upright in this card. I actually reference it quite a lot. And I also, if you've listened to any of my other readings, I reference this card specifically, constantly, but we'll get there when we get there. So with this card, what I love so much about this is that she has these two baskets, and it shows the intention to harvest, right? She wants to harvest everything that was placed in the vault. But with this being upright, what I'm seeing is it's almost like you're being overrun with this. You know, you're not sure when or how you should pick it. You just feel like it looks like it's ready, so you have to grab it. And you're not prepared to put it in this basket. This might be in regards to a love situation or an emotional situation that really left you feeling, I'm hearing undermined. That might be for some, not all. Maybe you feel like you were drained or you were sabotaged in this situation. Regardless, it feels like you didn't get what you needed out of it. Maybe you feel like you were emotionally taken advantage of. We'll get there. We'll get there in a second. We'll get some clarifiers. So like I said, if you've listened to any of my readings before, this card, I reference this card. This is the lizard with the volcano. This is the misery in the environment card. Okay, that's where I highlight. I have highlighted this in at least 10 other readings, which is the only reason why I'm pointing it out so much right now. With this Ace of Wands being in reverse, yes, it does highlight the concept that your environment might not be the best right now. You might be surrounded by people who maybe don't have the capacity to listen or to care for how you feel. Maybe you're trying to process too much at once. And it's difficult for you to, because it's like, I'm seeing like, what is that quote that, the like example that therapists use, where it's like a ball of yarn, right? And it's all like knotted and wadded up and like compiled. And a therapist like helps you to pull the knots out and like leave you with like just one string of yarn. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting with this Ace of Wands here, is it's almost like your environment isn't allowing you to unknot the yarn, to pull yourself clean. We do have the Knight of Swords behind that, so I do see you trying to, this might be family. Like, family might be overwhelming for you. Your day-to-day life might be a bit too chaotic emotionally, or your environment might be too chaotic. And I see you planning to get away, to get out of it, although it seems like it's going to take time. It seems like you are in the very beginning stages of planning. You might recognize that finances might be a concern at this time. You might just, like, you might have recently reset your finances. With my 7 of Wands in reverse, that can highlight debts. When it's matched with my Page of Coin, it can highlight like fighting debts. So that could be like student loans or credit card debt, etc. So you might, like, if you've recently like moved in with family and you're trying to, after like a bad relationship, you're trying to get your finances together, I think what Spirit is trying to urge you towards is to get your emotional self together. This could also be in regards to like switching jobs. Maybe your last job was to, like, too many burdens and responsibilities were on you and it wasn't really worth the pay here. Maybe you're considering walking away from a job. On the upside, I do see a lot of celebrations coming your way. I see a lot of love, a lot of happiness. I think you're moving into being someone that you would be proud of. You're moving towards your highest self. So let's get just a few clarifiers here using this tarot deck. Some of these decks were gifted to me, so I really don't know the names of them. I have over 40 decks as well, so let's just start with these two. Restlessness, the 4 of Coins. Yeah, okay. My 3 of Wands in reverse. Now, upright, my 3 of Wands can often talk about, like, looking over the horizon, manifesting, visualizing, but in reverse, it can talk about how you are doggone exhausted. Too much is going on at one time. I'm hearing, oh, this is a song. It's like overrun with thoughts. Exhausted? I don't know. That's like a pop song from like 2018. I'm not sure. But yeah, you feel like you can't figure out what is worth thinking about and what isn't. And Spirit's trying to help you. They're trying to help you. So let's look at the 4 of Coins and the Hanged Man. We have the Page of Wands here. Yeah, they're trying to stop you because your mind is like a hamster running on a track. And with this Page of Wands being in reverse, it's Spirit saying, like, hey, like, most of these thoughts don't actually need to be here. You need to find a way to, like, sort and compartmentalize. Man, I don't think compartmentalize is really the right word. There's another meditation. It's called, I think I've mentioned it in my readings before. It's called, the river stream or something like that. I learned this like 10 years ago too. Essentially, you envision like a river stream gliding down, and this is your thought process. And as you're watching this river stream, notice the thoughts pass by, and you can label them like, this is a thought, this is an emotion, this is a visualization. But you don't have to sit on them. You don't have to dissect or analyze. You can just label it and let it pass. So if I have a memory from 10 years ago, I go, that was a memory, and I let it pass. And I just move forward. I watch it glide down the river stream, and I can label each thing that passes me by, but I don't have to sit with them. I don't have to scoop them out of the water and hold them. And I think that's what Spirit is kind of pushing you towards. It's pushing you towards recognizing what needs to be thought about, what needs to be prioritized. And that's another thing, is like, how high on your priority list is thinking about this failed lover, is thinking about, getting your finances in order, paying off your debts. How high on your priority list is thinking about how miserable your family is, how fixable that is. Let's look at the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Coins in reverse. Both. Nope, not taking more than one. Thank you. Oh, yeah, this heartbreak's pretty fresh. I think you're trying to heal from it, but I feel like that's been it's been unfruitful, and I feel like that might be because you might be in denial of how much it hurts. Maybe you don't want to give yourself the space to grieve. Maybe you feel like that might make you weak. Or maybe that's that facade energy that we were seeing with the oracle, right? Where it's like you bury your emotions. And I think that might be what you're trying to contain here, is this heartbreak feeling. Wow. Maybe you need therapy, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, maybe you genuinely need someone to talk about this with, to process with, and that's okay. Even if it's just, it doesn't have to be a therapist. It can be a friend. Alrighty. Now let's take a look at the 7 of Coins and the Lovers in reverse. What's going on there? Oh my goodness. We have 2. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, so things feel like they are frozen in time for you. You have taken some time to step back, sit in isolation. Let's get an overall energy for this space spirit. We have the Tower. Yeah, things, I feel like this is the result of a breakup. I feel like your relationship, or a relationship, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be, because of all the coins here, it could be like a work relationship or even like school ending. But I feel like you've come to the end of a chapter, either with someone or something, and it has led you into this grieving energy where you are rediscovering how to process your emotions, because the end of this experience is nothing like you've ever experienced before, and that's okay. I'm here to tell you that that's okay. You don't have to hide your face. You don't have to contain it. You're allowed to let it out. I know it can be scary. I know it can be painful, and that's okay. I really do feel for you. Like, it makes me, like, I can feel my heart, like literally shattering. It's like getting caught up in my throat. I can feel like the pain in the bottom of my throat, like starting to build up, because I want to cry with you. Like, this is a very painful energy to try to sit in, and I'm very proud of you for sitting in it. You don't have to immediately intellectualize everything, okay? You don't have to make a plan to get out of it. You are allowed to just sit with it and feel it, and even feel bad for yourself. Honestly, you're allowed to feel bad for yourself. Now, oh my god, I'm like crying. I have my 9 of Pentacles here. I'm sorry, my 9 of Cups here. And my 9 of Cups is all about harmony. So I do see you getting back on top. I do see you pushing forward, pushing through this, growing. Honestly, some secrets might be exposed here that help you to kind of harmonize with this. I see you really putting yourself back into action, putting yourself back together. And we have my 4 of Wands here. Now, this is all about a reunion. This can be about celebrations. This could be you coming out of hermit energy, getting together with a friend to talk about this, feeling heard, feeling understood, maybe even going out and partying, celebrating. And I can see that you might feel some internal conflict about whether or not, you're ready to do this. But overall, I do see you moving towards it, so that's exciting. Let's go ahead and get some advice and some charms, and we'll move on from there, alright? Oh, baby, I want to give you a hug. Alrighty, I want to start off with some channeled songs. What's some channeled songs for this collective, please, Spirit? We have Quiet Little Voices. We were promised jetpacks. The emotion here is surrender. In any direction, call me. I will run for you. I'll come for you, and I will die for you. Is the lyrics highlighted here. It's actually a great song. When I was writing it, my hand was getting like extremely tired, so I only did 1 quote compared to 3 lyrics for my others, but I fully recommend you check that out. So Quiet Little Voices by We Were Promised Jetpacks. Ooh, do I want to do another one? Yeah, okay. So on the back of my deck, I have Take a Walk by Passion Pit. This is stressed or feeling alone. Another song that I fully recommend you look into. It says, I sit and pray, they never feel my strife. Too much of a coward to admit when I'm in need. Once a year, I'll see them for a week. And that highlights like talking about family. Alrighty. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab some zodiac signs for this pile. Now, if I remember correctly, we had the owl in the beginning of this reading, which is an air sign. That's going to be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And I think we had Aquarius. I think we had Aquarius for the dice as well. So let's go ahead and check out what other zodiac signs might be involved with this. Okay. That just fell right out of my hand. So we have the waxing moon. Now is a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. And then we also have moon in Aries. Remain sensitive to others to avoid confrontation. On the back of the deck, ironically, ring her up a 3rd time, I have moon in Aquarius. The time is ripe for celebrating life. Make the most of parties, gatherings, and other social opportunities. Beautiful. Alrighty, I actually, what do I want to do? Yeah, I'm going to grab some self-care for this pile. Just one or two. Just one. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. That was a lot came out. Sorry. Like so much came out. I don't even know. I'm just going to retry that. Okay. We have use your hands, number 53 being highlighted. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. Okay. And then on the very back of the deck, I have number 3, aromatherapy. Yeah, maybe some candles, incense, wax warmers, whatever you need, baby. Let's grab some affirmations. I just want one, actually, because I have an idea of another card I want to use. Today I'm powerful. Today I know that I have the wisdom to accomplish everything that I choose to do. Beautiful. And then, because we've talked so much about meditations during this read, I actually do have, if I can find it, a meditation deck that I rarely get to use. I almost never have a reason to use it. So let's see if there's a decent meditation here for you. A meditation that would be useful for this collective, please, Spirit. Oh, I'm going to take this one. We have acceptance. Today will be a good day. Close your eyes and repeat this before you begin each day. There will be bumps and difficulties down the road throughout the day. Accept this and know that you will make it living one day at a time. Beautiful. Now, at the back of that deck, I have Be Optimistic. Take 5 minutes every day to look in the mirror and repeat, today I will have positive thoughts. Today I will not let the negative thoughts in. Today is going to be a great day. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow, almost none of the other, like a lot of the other meditations are actual like walk-through meditations, like Tai Chi or yoga, etc. And so I'm really surprised that we got 2 of them that are like that. So we've talked about beginning your day and ending your day on a better note. Very beautiful. It speaks to me almost like function, you know, like a need for like stability. Alrighty. So moving forward from that, I'm going to go ahead and grab some charms from my charm jar. If you are noise sensitive, now is a good time to lower your volume because this can get quite a bit loud, okay? Alrighty. Is that all the ones that fell? Okay. I think that's all the ones that fell. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here just to prep ourselves for some success. I'm going to move everything. There's a lot here. There's a lot of little things here. So maybe it might be like the little things are kind of piling up on you. Might be making you feel stressed out here. Oh my goodness, there are so many little ones. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. I think that's it. I think we got it all. Alrighty. Try to move all these. Someone might be named Sid or Sydney. Maybe Sid F. I don't know. Sidif. Just because it literally says Sid. So that's immediately what I'm noticing. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a deeper look. So I want to start with my little bell here for some sound clearing. Beautiful. We do have a message here. It says you will be unusually successful in business. Lucky number 19, 15, 16, 25, 85, 17. 15, 16, 17. We have feel the love with yin and yang coming out here. Yeah. Looking on the bright side of things. I'm going to zoom in over to the charms. We're going to start right here. This is my cardinal from Ohio. So someone might be from Ohio here, or West Virginia actually has the cardinal as a state bird as well. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of cardinals, I've got my little red cardinal here. His name's Charlie. So Charlie might be important, or cardinals might be important. A cardinal might be a sign for you. Yes, this is there might be some money for someone in Ohio. I don't know, it's for some, not all. I have my elephant of wisdom. So there is a tiny nugget of wisdom waiting for you somewhere. We have K. There might be fights or arguments. You might have ended on a bad note with someone. With all the red here, I'm getting like a temper tantrum. Maybe someone does their temper tantrums. We've got your owl being highlighted again. So that's that clairvoyance, that intuition being highlighted, being brought back up a second time. You might be traveling. Traveling might be in your future. Maybe you're traveling to Ohio? Because I do have my plane here. Maybe you just like planes though. Maybe taking a flight soon. I have Mother Mary being highlighted here. So maybe religious beliefs are being highlighted. I have this is my karmic ring. Very weird that it's showing up here, because this karmic ring can usually highlight like a roller coaster, like a relationship with a karmic that is quite like a roller coaster, where there are really high highs and really, really low lows. I have my binoculars here, so someone is watching you or stalking your social media, maybe watching out for you. I do have my star being highlighted. Someone here thinks you're a star. Beautiful. I have my key here. I feel like you hold the key to your own mind. You don't have to worry about other people or these thoughts kind of taking you over. You have the power to control your own mind, your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. And then I have music being highlighted here, this music note. So you might be clairaudient. Maybe you get messages through music, or someone is trying to speak to you through music. Maybe you play an instrument or you enjoy music, but it is being highlighted here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my descriptions here. Exciting. So we have sports, where someone's a player, I'm hearing, is being highlighted. We have mid-length hair being highlighted here. I have timing being highlighted here, so divine timing might be at play in this situation. Career is being highlighted here as well. I was talking about like the beginnings of career. And then on top of that, I have my fly card. So this card is a warning of monitoring spirits. People who like watch you to drain your energy, right? Who like watch you in order to drain your energy. And this would be because they think you're a star. So yeah, I would watch out for flies. Like if you're seeing flies are usually a bad omen. I would recommend just doing like a quick cleanse. To be honest, I personally can just pop some lavender in a bath or use some like lavender incense. I'm white, so I don't do sage. That's not my culture. Like that's a closed practice for me. So I use lavender because I'm Catholic, or at least I grew up Catholic, and Catholics love lavender. It's very cleansing. It's actually antibacterial, which is why they believe it's cleansing. But in the old days, Catholics used to believe that lavender killed demons, right? But it was, I think it's lavender, nettles, wormwood, and hyssop was like the combination that they would use in exorcisms. Like the early Kabbalists would use it. I know that they used that exact mixture for Mary Magdalene when she was fighting the 7 demons, which is later found out to be just like schizotypal, but not the point here. The point is, potentially use lavender if you feel like you're being monitored by any unholy or any unholy spirits, and you can't use sage because it's a close practice. If you are Native American, or if it's been gifted to you and you know the rituals, go for it. Otherwise, I would not recommend. Do not let it backfire on you. Moving forward from that, we have E, so Earl, Eunice, Erica, Eric, Aaron. I think that's all the E names I can think of. I have P. EP might be significant too. Someone might have like an EP coming out, an EP dropping. Maybe you do, maybe you're a musician. So we have P, so Patrick, Patricia, Patrice. I don't know many P names, I'm going to be honest with you. All I can think of is Pale. I have K, so Catherine, Kat, Kiana, Caitlin. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm not great with names. I did have Sid spelled out pretty clearly here. So Sid might be someone's name. I would also go with like Sierra, Sydney. Wow, do I know any S names for men? I guess not. Sunny? Yeah, wow, I suck at names, huh? I'm just gonna be so honest, I can't think of a single Y name. I'm not even gonna try. Not even gonna attempt. So we have 2 D's here, so double D's. I am a child. Do not bother me. Yeah, so we have double D's here. So Dean, Dale, Derek, Dane, Danielle, Danny. That's all I can think of. I can't even think of any D names for women. We have F, so Francis, Francisco, Francesca, Frank, Franny. Yeah, I can't think of any more names. Alrighty, well, and then we also had Libra being highlighted, more air sign energy. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. This has been a lovely reading. Your energy has been wonderful to read. Make sure that you leave a comment and let me know down in the comments how this resonated for you, and your angel number as well, because I love to read up on those. Other than that, I will catch you again in the next one. Bye.